I abused my hedgehog. I know the title sounds bad, and it is worse than it might sound. I feel terrible. So here is what happened. I got a pet hedgehog when I hit puberty, and I actually did take care of it quite well. I spent all day and night with my hedgehog and we were best friends. Then I got depression and started giving up on things. I lost many friends and stopped putting any effort on doing anything. I didn't bathe. I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't eat or drink. I was failing at school and everything was simply falling apart. Obviously, I also didn't take care of my hedgehog as well. I started to try to get my life back, and I did on some level. But I still couldn't find it in me to take care of my hedgehog. Today I got the energy to fully take care of him, and when I opened his cage I realized that I had forgotten to feed him and provide him with water. He was in such a bad state. I quickly got him out of the cage and bathed him and then gave him some water and food. He looked exhausted. He was barely breathing. I saw him closing his eyes and I put him on my chest with a blanket and just waited. I don't know for what. He started getting better though. He started being sassy again and started moving around. He still cannot move with ease and every step he takes seems to be a struggle. He also falls over a lot. I feel extremely bad. I am the worst human being in the world, I think, and I deserve the worst karma that anyone can get. I hope I get punished. I cannot believe that I would ever do something like this. I am disappointed in myself. I needed to get this off my chest so bad. I need someone to just know how awful I am. I can't bear to share this kind of information with my loved ones. I don't want to see the disappointment in their eyes, even though I deserve it. You know how you can make up for it? Take good care of him for the rest of his life. If you need to give him up, that's okay. He's a living being too and deserves a healthy life. Maybe you can give a hedgehog the proper love and care later in life. Take him to the vet, please. Please take him to a vet. Take care of him or find a loving person who wants to care for him. Maybe consider rehoming the hedgehog and focus on yourself for a while. It's not fair on the animal if you cannot provide their basic needs. Understandably, it sounds difficult on you at the moment, but hope things work out. You should precisely have done that. Tell your loved ones, I can't do this at the moment. I can't take care of the pet now. Please do it for me. If they wouldn't or couldn't, find a new owner. Healing from depression is not a linear process. You can find yourself sinking again someday, which is totally normal and valid, but no living being should be a collateral victim of that. The disappointed look on your loved one's face is less important, much less than the life of the pet. You must take him to the vet to have him checked and explain him the truth. The time he spent without eating, etc. If you can't, you must ask someone to do it. I got one when I was really young and just couldn't take care of it. Now I know it was a good thing I got rid of her, but I still wish I could have done better. You shouldn't hide your depression from your family. You should absolutely tell them how bad things got and that you almost killed your hedgehog. They should be watching for signs of future depression and be prepared to step in to help both you and your pet as needed. Give him all treats and love you can. He needs you, so please get better for him too. The better you are, the better he will live too. I'm so sorry. Green heart, depression is hard. Poor hedgehog. I hope she recovers. Could you take it to the vet? When you are down struggling, take your hedgehog out. Animals can help sometimes to feel a dash better. Not the miracle cure, I know. Speaking of, can you get yourself to the doctor? You got it off your chest, but you are still feeling shitty. The guilt can be consuming. Please put measures in place to protect your pet, even if it means something as extreme as rehoming him. It isn't your fault you're struggling. But it is your responsibility to make sure he's guaranteed to be properly even when you at your worst can't. This way, if things go bad again, he won't suffer for it. I'm proud of your recent success. But please input fail-safes in case things go wrong. You got this. Don't give up on yourself or your pet. Sending good vibes your way. I know from experience that if you can't take care of a pet to the level they deserve, it's only going to create more ammo for you to throw at yourself and keep yourself down. I think it's best for you to let go of this hedgehog for now to focus on yourself. Later, when you're able to care for yourself better, then that might be a better time to get a new pet. Right now, your focus needs to be on yourself and on getting yourself better. I'm sorry, but I'm going to be the one to say that whatever is going on with you, you cannot leave a caged animal to suffer to the extent it struggles to breathe and has no access to food and water. I would suggest recognizing this yourself is a big step, and you should make steps to rehome your hedgehog immediately. I was an absolute shit dog dad to my first dog for the first 5 or so years of his life. Based on your story, I was much older than you when I was doing this 20 years ago. I was also broken, and when I realized it, I started to change. And the last 10 years of his life were so great for us both. He passed of old age at 15, and I'm so glad I wised up to how I was treating him and myself. You can turn this all around. The fact you are realizing you've done a lousy thing is the first step of many. Get him healthy and happy, and never stop being good to him or yourself. Thankfully, your hedgehog didn't die. You got a chance to make up for your mistakes and nurse it back to health. Please take care of it until the end. The hedgehog is just a portion of your life. You are its whole life. I went through a similar situation, and I decided to give my pet a better home. I just knew my depression would keep taking over, and I personally couldn't risk his life. Decide what's best for you. And remember, there's no shame in rehoming. Do what's best for the pet and for you. I'm sorry you are feeling guilty, and it definitely can make those depressed, anxious thoughts worse. I know you must love your hedgehog, or else you wouldn't be feeling so guilty. Because you clearly love your pet. You must want them to have the best life possible. Have you thought of rehoming your pet to a friend or family member? Even just temporarily? It may honestly make you feel better. It is hard being responsible for a living thing when you can't take the best care of yourself. And it's possible you could still visit your pet without the daily responsibility. Just rehome him/her. I know for a fact people go nuts for them. I found 2 in my apartment building left behind, and they found new homes in a few hours of posting them. That way, you don't have this responsibility or guilt associated with the care of your pet. Also, it prevents you from doing it again. Sometimes the best thing to do is to responsibility rehome your hedgehog and take the time for yourself. I actually have a hedgehog I rescued from someone experiencing mental health challenges. He was very underweight, had no heat mat, and his wheel was absolutely caked in about an inch of poop. It's not okay to let an animal suffer. But it is okay to recognize that you need more time for yourself and can responsibility rehome. If this starts happening again, I'd look to rehome. It's unfair to the animal to suffer with you. You are not a horrible person. You are sick and made a mistake and regret it, and you will learn from it. Let your loved ones help you through depressive episodes. When my husband was young, he had a dog that he absolutely adored. His ADHD was not yet diagnosed. He put the dog in the car in the summer because he thought they were going to the park, but then forgot and they didn't go to the park. His beloved dog died. He can't talk about it to this day without crying. People make mistakes. Please forgive yourself.